Good morning, welcome to Something Saturday. So today I thought we would have a look at this, oh goodness, this embossing folder, which you may not be able to see. Oh, you can see even less that way. Okay, excellent. But as you can see, I have created these two with it, and I thought I would quickly show you how to create these two, and then I have no idea what I'm going to do with them. So I actually had made these up previous to my last video, and I still haven't worked out what I'm going to do with them. So hopefully this time it will spur me on to make something. But first off, for this one, you actually just start off with a piece of A5 cardstock and you run it through just as it is. And then we will colour it up, and I will show you how I've coloured it up. For this one, again, we need an A5 piece of cardstock, but this time we need a dark colour and a brayer. So let's see, what have we got? What do we fancy using today? I think last time I may have used Pretty Peacock, but it does want to be quite a darkish colour, so I might go with the Blueberry Bushel just for a change of pace. It's also blue though. Hang on a minute while I consider this. Okay, so I'm going to go with the Gorgeous Grape. I have made a decision. It was tough, but I have made it. And I'm going to ink up my brayer, like so. And then you just ink over top of your embossing folder. So you want to make sure that it has inked up really nicely, which kind of may mean that you have to go in different directions. And that's looking pretty good. Yum. So then that's now a case of popping your cardstock into here. So put it on the side that isn't inked, because then once you fold this down, you do not want to move it anywhere. So then it's a case of hold that in place, bring in the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and with this one you actually only use this bottom piece, no other pieces. It then, because it's a 3D embossing folder, you then pop this down and you use the grey one on top, which is number 4. It's not a cutting plate, it is designed for specifically embossing with 3D folders. And then hopefully when it comes out the other end it will look good. We'll find out in a second. Are you ready? And there it is. So it's kind of cool because it does give it all a background. Let's see. Yes, you can see that. Good. Need to find somewhere to put all my dirty bits. Again, I'm going to pause the video. So the next step with this one is to add colour. So, and obviously you've added some colour, but I'm just going to go with a bit of fresh freesia for this one here. And this one down here. And I probably should have some scrap paper underneath me. Right, so that is the first one, and you probably noticed that I accidentally put my purple one into the green and ended up with this big splodge. So I suspect that this is going to get cut a bit like this, and that bit is going to go missing. Oh, and I've just noticed I'm lost a bit. There we go. So that is how the first one turns out. Slightly different to the blue background. I'm quite happy I went with purple, actually. That looks kind of cool. All right, then the other one is done in the same sort of way, but then the filling in is a little different. So we're just going to go ahead and just kind of do the same thing again. That's nice easy to do. Righty-ho, so once you're happy with the way that that one's turned out... Oh, I just realised I've missed the innards of the flowers slightly. There we go. That'll do. Then pick one of the Stamping Right markers. And it's a little fussy, but what you're going to do is just go around the edges of it. So you can choose this end or you can choose this end, which will give you a much finer, obviously, tip. But I also find that it takes a lot longer using that end. And if you use the fine tip that you've got on the thick end, then it actually does go in quite nicely. So I will just sit here and fill this out and speed the video up somewhat again. Okay, so as you can see, that is how it turns out doing it that way, and this is how it turns out doing it this way. So you'll notice that, give me a sec, it does end up a little splotchy sometimes when you do it this way, but it also gives those flowers a bit more depth to them, whereas this way it sort of like gives it a much more delicate sort of look to it. So I'm gonna go off and actually do something with these now, minus that little piece there, which is to me glaringly obvious. And hop along to my blog and check out what I've actually done with them. Thanks so much for joining me today. Okay, bye.